Welcome back to the Blk Blu podcast. Intro, Kyle, look into the A-cam. Not that one. Thanks for joining us again on this week's episode. I'm Kyle Morgan, a.k.a. Blue Bear. Is that still a thing? I don't know, but...
I'm Blake Cook, a.k.a. Blk Blu.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Not really. Don't call me that.
The people want it.
Yeah, they want
Well,
it.
you just did.
Started it.
So thanks for joining us. If you've been following us for a while, thank you. If you're just joining us for the first time, man, buckle up because we're going to get into it. And we try to keep things light and show that we're more than just trainers out there. We have a little bit of depth to us, but also can cut it up, just like best friends do.
It's not really a lot of depth to me other than pirates, but watch episode 1, 2, and 3 for that because that's all I brought to the table.
I don't know, man. Your storytelling's pretty good. Like, it's just, like when there's things that you are passionate about or curious about, like it's. I'm always entertained.
Oh, I got to be passionate about it.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah. If not, I black out.
Yep.
Really bad.
And that's what we're going to work on. And
Not blacking out.
That just takes time.
I feel like I'm going into
like
it.
If I put you on the spot, like, hey, Blake,
ask me what my favorite color
film
is.
a video about your pistol belt that you've done probably thousands of times. He blacks out because that's what we just got done doing.
Black out.
Well, it took us 4 hours to film a 30-minute video. But it's going to be a fantastic video. Check it out on Patreon, Blue Bearing's Patreon. That's where you're going to see exclusive. That's once.
That was the first one.
The second one.
We're 30
seconds
seconds in this.
The second one.
And it's already throwing haymakers, dude.
The second one, I'm going to leave it there.
That's my bell. You can't touch it. Starship Commander said you can't touch my bell. Don't touch my bell.
Okay. The second time you ding that thing, I'm taking it from you. And then the third time, if somehow you get it back,
I'll get it back.
I'm going to beat you up with it.
Wow, violence.
Yep.
This can't go on YouTube now.
Check us out on Patreon for our exclusive only seen tier 1 members of Patreon. Episodes you're not going to see anywhere else. Just follow us there. Watch everything else there. Because third time, I'm taking it from you, beating you up with it.
Wait, is it
what?
Is it one time per episode or like one time per 10 minutes?
I don't know, man.
I don't really want to do it.
Try it. See what happens. I'll flip this table.
What about Bonnie?
Bonnie, I'm sorry. So, as a part of the Blk Blu podcast, we like to check in a bit, do a bit of a fit check. Samba's tag, watch, everyone's curious. Hunter 2.0 Roca glasses, Blue Bearing core hex logo hat. You have yours on too.
Yeah.
But it's backwards. Starship Commander, why does he have his glasses on his head?
Now that I turn my hat forward. Tattletale.
Okay. I thought we already talked about this.
You just tattletale
about their glasses.
Yeah, as long as I don't turn my hat forward.
I tattletale?
Yeah.
One of my big things, and everyone sees this, is you're very demanding of Starship Commander.
Well, because he's my friend.
Okay. But he's also the commander. So you can ask for things, but you're demanding a lot of things because you feel like, I'm
entitled.
Kyle's being mean to me.
I'm entitled. Starship Commander, do you mind at all? See, that's a half and half. So 50% says I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
So
okay,
well, it's better than no.
Let's just agree that.
But your fit looks good.
Thank you.
Your attitude, but your fit, spot on.
Thank you. Born Primitive Pants.
Do like those.
Forget
pants.
the name of this shirt. I'll put it in the caption or the description of this video. The other part about, I don't know which order I want to do this because we kind of glossed over this last week because I was so like in shock when we filmed the episode that we got a Christmas gift, which was a costume to wear.
This will already be out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you guys,
we're doing these in order.
You'll know where the bell came from.
Yep.
Santa's bell.
But before I like get into, I think the depth of the costumes, right? Like I just say it, like my pride was killing me that he got to be Santa Claus and I just saw elf costume, like just an elf. But one of my favorite Christmas movies that I've watched 100 times with all the kids at different ages in their lives, even just more recently, is Buddy the Elf, or Elf.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I couldn't even think. I know he put something up on the screen, but I was blacked out. I was so mad.
Because I was Santa Claus?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm not second elf. I'm not second anything, you know?
Dude.
But it was just like one of those things where it's funny. I'm just being honest about what I was going through. I couldn't even think. For the first 20 minutes, I was just like...
I'm the elf.
And it's not because I'm like, oh, I look stupid. It's literally, it was pride. Like, I'm the CEO and the founder of this company that sponsors this podcast. And I'm like, I'm Santa's little helper. I don't think so.
You were a good helper.
But
you're a good little helper.
But it was good for me because I got to reflect on that this past week. And I know that wasn't the intention or anything. Like Buddy the Elf is that's an iconic movie. Or Elf. But I legit couldn't even see, couldn't hear. I just felt,
dude,
I felt my pride being expensive about it.
You know? I can't write that, dude.
Second fiddle here. But
I was a good Santa Claus, though.
You were a fantastic Santa Claus. I
was meant to the point where that was my existence.
Blake, if had that episode went on any longer, Blake would have been a heat casualty. We'd have had to put his feet up, put him on ice.
Oh, sweating.
Because my man literally committed to the costume. He took that thing off, dude, and he had to change shirts. Like everything was just sweat drenched.
It was hot.
And that was funny because you actually added one of the pillows to it.
Yeah.
And then my wife's sister was staying over. She was visiting from out of
town. Use that pillow?
And she was like, "Which pillow did you use?" Because Blake stays in the guest room. But like,
I was like, I don't know.
I'm not telling you. She was like legit like, I guess I'm not sleeping in that bed now. She was like, she slept with Kyla. Like,
no, she
yes,
did.
She did. Yes, she
because
did. Yeah. Yes, dude. Yeah. You were like, I've known you since I was 5. I'm not telling you which pillow. I just sweat all over.
I've known her for what? Almost a year now. 7, 8 months.
Yeah, but lesser of all the sisters because she's out of town.
Dude, yeah.
I really. You were like, what was your name again? And you saw her. And I'm not telling you which pillow I sweat all over that you need to lay your head on.
Oh, I really forgot to tell her which one it was.
I know you blacked out.
I just left. I blacked out.
You left everything here too.
Yeah, I did. I signed Christmas cards. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
And I blacked out.
So be on the lookout. Well, actually, you had already received your Christmas cards. You're welcome.
Yeah.
From Blk Blu podcast. Myself, Blk Blu, and Starship Commander. Signed. But I think backing up to, for one, I'm not going to gloss over that. Like, my man embodied this character of Santa Claus like no other. There's still some residual, as you can see, with the bell here, but don't do it again. But the Thanksgiving, you and Nicole and the kid and Stace came over, and we played a bunch of games, and I thought that was really fun. Because y'all were trying to like get out of there based on like swinging by your brothers and visiting with him.
That was so much fun. I'm glad we stayed. Yeah.
But I really I let you do the first 2 because I figured you were going to bounce for the last 2 games. It was a team-based thing, and it was Blake, me, and then my nephew.
Crushed it.
And he's younger, but like I let him do the shooting one. It was a Nerf gun thing, knocking the cups over, and then I got stuck with shaky tail feather. And I'm bringing this up because I don't know, and I think it's really funny if we put the clip up.
Oh, we should.
Yeah,
we should.
But we don't
never laughed.
But we don't have to right now.
So hard in my life.
But you heard my belly laugh.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever heard it.
For one, it was a minute straight of like shaking a Kleenex box that was tied to your waist, and whoever could get all the most feathers out of the box without touching it with your hands, won. So Those feathers would not come out.
That was definitely harder than
I was
what you
trying
thought it
so
would.
many, but it was 60 seconds of straight output.
Oh, dude. You definitely brought back Myrtle Beach days.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought those games were like super fun.
Yeah, they got to see that because that's hilarious.
Uh-oh, I think you guys are in for a treat. I think Starship Commander might be putting it up.
Oh.
We'll see.
We would take it back.
Didn't I go to the ground?
Yeah, here in a second.
Hold on, we're playing it through. He's quitting.
There you go.
All right, so I hadn't seen your angle of that Starship Commander. I'd only seen Blake's, and he was right in my face, so it was like really funny with the camera.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe we'll overlay that in too.
I'll send that over.
Yeah,
because that belly laugh was funny.
Yeah,
I've never heard you laugh like that, and I've said some really funny.
So why
stuff.
did I bring that up? Nobody knows. But if you were here, some behind the scenes before we sat down in these chairs and got all serious and real nervous to film this, like there was some pretty gnarly music being played.
What was the name of the song?
No Hands by Waka Flocka was like the hype music that was being played before we started. I was doing a little stretching.
I didn't say it out loud, so it's not a burpee, nor was I saying it in my head. So I was actually beeping it when I was singing it just now.
I don't know what the lyrics are, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're good. We're good. So this is a moment where I say, where do we go from here?
Hey, I would like to thank...
so funny. I'm funny.
Real quick, it's kind of a serious note. Anybody that donated to the bike drive, appreciate you. A lot of followers. A lot of you guys supported that. Even if it was just $5, $10, $20, it made a difference. We raised $115,000 in 3 weeks, which totaled out to about... we ended up raising 1,603 bikes, went to 67 charities, and went across to 30-some counties across North Carolina. So, man, even if it was $5, it helped tremendously. So, I really look forward to it again next year. Thank you guys for supporting that. Man, such a great cause to give back to a community, give back to kids, and really make them feel special for Christmas, truly.
What you didn't realize you were signing up for was that for every donation you made, that's one child that you have to teach how to ride those bikes if they don't know how.
I'm just going to learn like I did.
That's right.
I hit a fence in a car. Nobody told me how to ride a bike. Well, I had training wheels. But then I just kind of jumped on it and took off down the alleyway and hit a fence. Then hit a car.
Yeah.
I got up. I was like, I'll give it another whirl.
Right into it. Ever having training wheels. I think I just got on that thing and figured it out. What's she doing?
Hey, come here.
Bonnie, what you doing, girl?
Come here.
She found something over there.
What are you licking? Guys, this is Bonnie. You didn't meet her last episode.
Oh, sweet girl.
She's my service dog. She's a good girl. Right down. Place.
That's who he's going to save over Blackbeard Nicole.
100%. 10 out of 10.
We've met Bonnie.
You met
That's
Bonnie.
right. We have met Bonnie.
Yeah, she was there Santa
I was
Claus.
just going with it, Starship.
Yeah. Nah, she's...
So speaking of that, Starship Commander runs a tight ship. And
Very tight
I'd like
ship.
to just highlight phenomenal job that he's doing with everything he does with this podcast. But also behind the scenes of Patreon, filming all the videos that we do there. I mentioned we just got done filming one, but my man wouldn't even let me pack a light up. He needed a light to go over to the studio, the shoot house where we have like the hands-on, where we film hands-on videos, like tabletop stuff. But he wanted to bring a light from over there, wouldn't let me pack it up.
Oh, it's one of these.
Yeah, it's one of these. Yep, and it's back. I did get my hands on carrying it back to the car, and then from the car back up here.
Why is it so
But he
secretive?
I don't know. He was like, oh, there's a few things that got to be done with it. I'm like, okay. But then he let Erica pack it up and put it in his car. And what he said to me was like, she has a softer touch than you do with things.
He didn't let you touch it?
I mean,
He let me carry it.
I got to carry it from the car to here.
Huh.
but it's a tight ship.
Or he's just letting responsible people carry it.
Everybody knows that's a joke. There he goes.
That is a joke.
Dude, I'm glad I can make you laugh.
Dude, I swear, when I get up out this chair, my stomach hurts. It's funny.
So, yeah. Before I go into anything else, what do you have from checking in this week? It's been a short week, but
yeah. But I want to talk about something really cool. I find very interesting. Let's talk about the drones.
The drones.
Yeah. All these random drones that are on the East Coast, New Jersey, flying around.
Oh, yeah, I saw something.
So many conspiracies. I'm afraid to go pee in the back porch when I let her out in the morning. I'm afraid there's going to be drones in the air just spying on me out there.
Yeah.
But there's so many people are saying they're China spy drones. They're saying that they're going to assassinate Trump. They're Iranian drones. There's what is it, like 50, 60 that have been spotted or something? Like they're flying around in groups. They did have some out off the coast of Wilmington that they had 2 fighter jets that were kind of keeping an eye on them too. It's some crazy stuff. Trump kind of touched on it.
You're talking about the one in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, recently.
There's been several that have been spotted.
Yeah, that was interesting because the way it looked.
Yeah.
Like that orb, kind of orb vibe to it.
So they're just, I thought, man, I don't know. I started kind of going in like a little dark hole, looking into that and seeing what that is.
What'd you discover?
I don't know. Our president won't talk about it. Why isn't he addressing it? Why is nobody talking about it? Like,
well, this goes back to
Trump talked about it a little bit and said they know what's going on, but why would you? But also, like at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's nothing, because remember those air balloons that were flying around last year?
Hold on, Project Bluebeam. What is that?
Yeah, there's all
Project
kinds of
Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory which claims that NASA is attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist at its head. And don't need to read the rest of that one.
Yeah, some of these are crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. So drones are a thing. The thing with drones is, the militarization of them. That's why they really started. The ability to have an overhead source of intelligence that is looking down. Now, with that, the military side of it, there's been, just like everything that the military does, like overseas, not everything, but there's a lot of things, like Stop the Bleed's a big one, right? Taking the lessons we've learned overseas and then applying them to our nation's law enforcement and their ability to increase their survivability. The drones are the same way as far as intelligence. So there's an application in law enforcement, but there's the commercial side to all of it. So there's a massive commercial market now for like unmanned systems or a drone, right? They have those ones that follow you based on a GPS locator for action stuff. Like if you're doing any like motos or running, like wood stuff, like that thing can follow you and capture a really high res quality image. So there's a wonderful application commercially to them. And then there's the sport side of it. So there's guys that literally, I know a few, that are really good at flying these things in tight spaces, and they race them. There's like races they do.
Really?
Like racing these drones. These like sport ones, I forget what they're called, but I mean, they're incredibly good at this. But this goes back to the biggest violation of security that happened as far as a drone that we know of is that balloon that flew all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Before it was finally shot down somewhere. Either it started on the West Coast and landed on the East, or it started across the East all the way to the West, but it was shot down somewhere.
But nobody ever talked about that afterwards. Like nobody ever gave an explanation of what that was.
Well, there was a little bit, but yeah, you're right. Like a lot of those things go back to pride, right? Like if they mess something up and they don't, the state, the government, federal government, the state governments don't police their own skies, right? Because that's where, if you're flying above a certain altitude, you have to have like a FAA license to fly. Like you have to have a license from the FAA to I think it's Federal Aviation Authority.
You gotta have
to be able to
clearance and everything.
to operate that, and then you have to fly in and you have to deconflict airspace. So like that's where there's these no-fly zones and around certain places. A lot of it's people think it's there's secret stuff there. That's why you can't fly over there. A lot of it's just deconfliction of airspace because of other aircrafts flying through there, taking off and landing from that space. So there's like a safety bubble that's put over bases and things like that.
Well, same for like airports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So there's the commercial side, there's the government side, but the FAA regulates all of that. People get away with it at lower altitudes with these commercial drones, like the DJIs and all of that. I'm not going to go down that whole rabbit hole of DJI in China, but just know that do the right thing, like legally be allowed to use and fly in the space that you're in. And there won't be any questions about this. Now, I'm not saying that was a commercial drone. I don't know what that was, but I will say that there was, at least to my recollection from that balloon that they shot out of the sky, eventually there was it was gathering it was collecting
some sort of data,
of data all the way through, whether that's a commercial thing or commercial espionage or like, governmental. I don't know. And I'm not going to get into that whole like conspiracy theory side of it or just what really happened because I don't know. Yeah. I was going to say something else about that.
There's just too many. I try to look into the drone thing, but I'm a little too late into the game, so there's so many conspiracies now that are out there. Like there's conspiracies of killing Trump, conspiracies that the drones are out here trying to detect the people that the recent lady on the Sean Ryan show said that there's suicide vests that can't be detected. These drones can detect those people. There's so many different like conspiracies out there now that I just want to know what they are. That's it.
Yeah.
Just curious to know why we're not talking about it.
Here's the deal. You fly a drone over where I live and what I care about, I'm going to shoot it out of the sky. So I'm not encouraging all of you to do that. I'm just saying if it's out of place and it's not supposed to be there, why is it there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's an extension of your privacy. Right. So I don't know. Flying at high altitudes like that, who knows what it was up there for, but you had multiple news agencies asking like, what is this?
Well, I think I think it's scary now because people are more terrified of drones because of what you see in the war of Ukraine, where these drones they just drive drones right into these vehicles and right into people. And they're just, I mean, man, that would be scary for sure to have a drone that just explodes on impact. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I thought that was really interesting this week. It really,
just know that if there's a drone up there, wherever you are, it can probably see you pretty well. I would assume it can, and whether it's equipped to blow itself up or not, someone's operating it. And the bigger and the more technology that gets applied to it, the bigger the payloads are on these things.
Yeah.
So, but if you think about it, like what did the kamikaze pilots do when they ran out of ammo? Boom. Their last round was the whole plane.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
That is a love of your country.
I just watched a really cool movie recently called Midway, about the Pacific and some of the naval fleets and stuff. It goes through like Pearl Harbor and everything, and then the fight against Japan and Imperial Japan.
It's called Midway.
I think it's called Midway.
I'm gonna check that out. I love
really
it.
Cool because it showed some really courageous acts of, on both sides. A lot of people only think of like the kamikaze pilots as being like they were psychologically doped up or whatever, like they were on a one-way mission. But I really think that they were like, hey, I'm fighting and I'm going down, so I'm taking as much with me as I can. So it was interesting to see how like on the US side, like some of the people saw that and they're like, oh, I'm on my way down, so I'm going to take this thing and try to make massive impact with it.
Did we have pilots that did that?
Yeah.
Or was that more of like a Japan thing?
well, the kamikaze pilot thing was from on the Japan side, but in that movie it showed in that context of like wings being clipped, they are crashing and they know that they're going to die on impact into the water.
So might as well
try to like target a ship. I don't know if there's how much truth there is to that, but I mean, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was my way of fighting, I wasn't an airman. I wasn't a pilot. But if that was my way of combating the enemy, then I would definitely, if I knew I was going down, I'm taking as many people with me as I could.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
I thought we were supposed to keep it light.
Yeah, that's still light. Still cool. I love Japanese culture.
Committed.
I do. The samurais and all that. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, did they run out of ammo and fly the plane into something because maybe it was a prideful thing? When they got back, they'd just be decapitated. Like, is it one of those things where like, hey, you're not coming back. If you do come back, we're going to decapitate you with a samurai sword.
Yeah, there was like an honor side to it. I forget what it's called when they cut their guts and then like impale themselves.
I think I would take it straight. I think I'd just fly the plane into the
samurai
ship.
culture. I don't know.
I did eat at Hibachi once.
He likes all the white sauce.
Give me all the sauce.
He gets all the white sauce.
I really want to ring that. That was some.
Ding, 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 ding. Don't do it. So, I know Blake's waiting on me to carry us to the next one.
Yeah, I just gave my topic. That was a great topic. Yep. Phenomenal topic.
I gave like 2 or 3 things, and yep.
You gave 2 little appetizers, and I gave the meal. So.
Oh. Hey.
Carry on.
Go ahead in the comments. Tell us if you think that was the meal by the end of this.
Go on with your appetizers, your little nachos.
So.
Lay down, baby.
One of the things that happened, at least for me this week, was being out at a birthday dinner for an unsaid commander of a starship this past weekend. Had a wonderful meal. You know, that's not why I'm bringing it up. But another person, a couple came in like halfway through the dinner, and he kind of like side-eyed me, the guy did. A little bit, just side eye, not in a bad way, just like not even really said what's up. Just he looked at me, and then he sat down at the table right next to us, and nothing. He didn't say anything until we were getting up, like we closed out everything we needed to, and then he got up as I'm sliding out of the booth thing. He's like, "Hey, I really enjoy y'all's podcast, man."
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, "Which one?" And he's like, "The Blk Blu podcast." And man, I thought that was great, man. I really wanted to bring it up because a couple reasons. Like, thank you for watching, and thank you for being a supporter. And then if you see us out in town, man, like I love that. But up until more recently, the only things people really saw us on, unless they followed us specifically on social media, like on my account or on your account, or Blue Bearings, is like training. And a little bit of the stuff we post on our business, like personal accounts. But other than that, it was the Sean Ryan show, right? Anyone that's ever came up to me has always been, "Hey, I loved your podcast on Sean Ryan, really connected with it in so many ways." And sure, there's a courage, there's a, like, the right people can do, to help others and stuff like that. But it was a trauma connection.
Yeah.
Right. Being able to share like the things I shared a couple of years ago, it really connected with people from a trauma perspective. So not that I'm tired of that by no means, but for someone to come up and say like, "I really enjoy y'all's podcast," and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is this show, is the Blk Blu podcast, only made to you possible by the man behind the keyboard over there, Starship Commander, which coincidentally was his birthday. So I thought that was like a really cool like way of showing him and validating what we're doing, right? And how we're able to do that together, and how it's impacting, people. And sure, he was like, and I've watched Blake's more recently, his Sean Ryan and yours, and man, it's so powerful. But I really enjoy what y'all are doing with this show. Like, I thought that was.
I've had a couple.
So thank you.
I've had a couple commercial fishermen back at the beach that have listened to every single one of these that come out while they're either. Right now, it's they're doing the whole oyster thing in the morning, so they'll turn that thing on while they're oystering, and man, they love it. They say it's hilarious. I love that. All my commercial fishermen out there getting after it. Thank you for your support. And it wasn't your birthday when we filmed the last one, right? That was before. But it was your birthday this past weekend, correct?
That's what we just talked about. But yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Starship Commander. Happy birthday to you.
Man, we really harmonize right
Yeah, this is not my second one. This is for a birthday jingle.
I'll allow it.
Happy birthday, Starship
Touch it again,
Commander.
and you're going to catch his hands.
Well, you can get these little mints back. Dude, it takes 2 of these.
One of them. We'll just block both. One of them.
Like a punching bag.
I love that. And you know what, dude? Thank you for doing that, because I feel like I don't care how old you are. That's one of my favorite things about what Erica has done for every birthday is like saying happy birthday, like first thing.
Oh, it's so special, man.
But you beat us to it, and I loved it. Because the first
I'm the
message
funkle, man. I'm the
first
funkle.
message
I'm the
he
fun
sent on
uncle.
that day was a video, happy birthday.
Oh, dude. I was driving down the road. Bonnie was like, hey, Bonnie.
I love it.
Take over driving the wheel. Starship Commander's
I was like,
birthday.
who's driving the car, dude?
Got to send it up. I practiced that twice, actually. Get the vocals.
And if you can clean up our vocals in post, that'd be great.
Yeah. I know for a fact.
Because we might have something else.
Lil Wayne.
The next Star is Born.
Sign us up.
Something.
I don't have nothing against Bloods. I know I talked about it and I name dropped you. Apologize. I blacked out. I didn't know anybody else.
You talking about gangs again?
No.
Ain't no gangs in Fayetteville.
No gangs in Fayetteville.
Little Bodonic City.
Hey, I'm ride or die Fayetteville.
I know. I would die for Fayetteville.
I'll die for this city.
I feel like that's another story for another episode.
No. Yes, but
Me running for mayor. Kyle for Fayetteville.
I can't support you on that.
All right, fill in the blank with whatever city.
Riceville Beach, though.
Nope.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Anyways.
Talking
about violence.
Anyways.
Can we pull up the clip of my one-armed MMA fighter?
Sorry. Sarcasm. Working on my sarcasm. That was good. You got to admit that was good.
It's a little over dramatic.
Yeah, but it was good. I did go a little over the top.
It was a good one, though. Because you... Touche.
Oh, see that? Yeah. What were you going to say? Don't, man.
Ooh.
We're having a good podcast, dude.
All right, so I saw this video, and I thought this one, dude. Hold on, pause it. Dude, I saw this and did not expect what was about to happen. My man has a half an arm. Okay? And I was like, oh my God, this is not going to go well. This is going to take it light on him. All right, Starship Commander, send it. Dude, knocks this dude out.
But he hit him with a nub, dude.
Dude, yeah, look at him. He's hitting him with the chicken wing, dude.
He just dropped him. He
Dude,
dropped him. What a
blew my
warrior.
mind. Hit him 3 or 4 times with the chicken wing.
Maxx.
Or you got to play that back.
And I've watched other videos. This dude is legit. That was not luck. He is nasty.
I think he sharpens that point.
Oh, dude, yeah. He is just digging that in there. Get a weak kick out of here. Give me, boom. Oh, we kicking. Want some of this?
Felt it.
Get a bit of chicken.
Wham, wham.
Dude, he just.
Man,
But that's.
Dude.
But that.
He just dropped him. He dropped him. What a warrior, Mr.
He definitely sharpens that.
I feel like that he should have to put a glove on that.
It's
I
kind of
mean-
at a disadvantage, but
No, I mean, look at. Stop right here. Look at that. That is all bone right there. That is like a freaking. I don't know. It's like soap in a rope right there, dude. I mean, like look at my little hands. Okay,
you would say soap on a rope. Why'd you have to have soap on a rope?
Because
don't drop that soap.
Nope. Well, soap in a sock. Sorry, not soap in a rope.
Yeah.
I have no comment for that. I always set myself up.
Yeah, you do. But that's why people love this show.
The next episode is why I have soap on a rope. But anyways, it's like soap in a sock, right? In that?
Sure.
Yeah. I only know what that is because when I was 12 years old, I got jumped by 3 people at church camp. And they hit me with soap in a sock. And it hurt real bad. At church camp. Camp Gowan.
Dang.
Yep. 2001.
That's cutthroat, dude.
It was my brother and 2 of his friends. Then they tied me to a bedpost. Wrapped my whole hairy little legs with duct tape and I had to sit there for hours and rip it off while they
Does
laughed.
that ever happen in basic training?
No, not basic, but church camp.
I guess you guys had a safe space by the time you went to basic, right?
We
You
didn't
had
have
the timeout card and everything? I need a timeout, drill sergeant. I'm going to go over here and take some time.
that was the class after me.
It was what?
The class after me.
Oh.
Yeah, we were the last class that didn't have that.
The last hard class.
Actually,
You did. You had a timeout
I think I
card.
did have
You did
one.
have a timeout card.
it was green.
Well, that was delightful. Thank you for sharing that.
Dude, I had to.
That made my day. See how much better that is when you actually show a video instead of talking about it? Because had you just talked about it, I'm like, yeah, that's funny.
Well, I'm pretty
It's almost
sure.
like the bear, the people dressing up as bears.
Yeah, there was like
to
97
insurance
comments that were
fraud.
like, "Oh my god, that was hilarious. We watched that. It was awesome."
That's because some people are a bit over the top. You're like, yeah, I dare you to try to steal something from my car that dressed up as a bear. You're getting shot. Yeah, okay. Well, the story goes, this was an insurance fraud thing. So they were breaking into each other's cars to get the insurance money.
Here we are.
Here
2
we are.
podcasts later,
Had
still
you
talking
shown,
about it.
Had you shown the video
great
like
topic.
you just did, I feel like it would have connected with the audience. And more importantly, your co-host. Oh, here we are. Can we play this? Oh.
San Bernardino County.
Yeah, they claimed a bear trashed their Rolls Royce, but the insurance company says it was a bear imposter, and they found the furry suit to prove it. Shelby Nelson in Lake Arrowhead with the story. Hi, Shelby.
Hi, Sharon Micah. Yeah, just when you think you saw it all, not quite, especially for us here in news. I think we were all surprised by this story. Now, it's called Operation Bear Claw for obvious reasons. And when a lot of us saw that video, you really had to do a double take to see, was that really a bear? Well, take a look for yourself and see if you can find any discrepancies.
It didn't look like a bear to me.
Believable or barely believable. From afar, this surveillance video shows something
Dude,
or
it looks
someone
clearly looks like a
rummaging through
grizzly bear.
car. But if you look closer, it might just look like a bear. That's partially correct. It's actually someone wearing a bear costume accused of trying to get a hefty insurance payout. The video is from January of this year on the 700 block of Bishorn Drive in Lake Arrowhead.
I'm kind of just stunned because I don't believe somebody could do something like that.
There are bear encounters up here for sure. It's not something that's like completely out of the realm of possibility.
Investigators with California's Department of Insurance say that the
Dude, look how they're
suspects
crawling
made a
through
claim
there.
with
It's
their
not even
insurance
like-
company, stating that a bear had entered their 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost and that the animal had caused
Right there
interior
is where you
damage.
lost him, though.
Images show perfectly aligned claw marks.
turns his
Once the
tail.
insurance company started
Oh, yeah.
investigating, detectives found additional claims with 2 other insurance companies
would you do that
on the
to your
same
Rolls
day,
Royce?
same location, only this time with 2 Mercedes vehicles.
What a bunch of knuckleheads to try to do something so silly.
Residents tell us it's not entirely unbelievable. After all, it's bear territory. State investigators later contacted the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, where experts found several discrepancies from the video.
The person, as they entered the vehicle, they did not seem to troubleshoot the handle at all. There were no biological traces left behind in the vehicle. The scratches, there were 6 long scratch marks from the tool that was used, and bears do not have 6 toes, they have 5.
The costume turned up during a search warrant, leading to the arrest of 4 suspects from Glendale and Valley Village, 3 of them seen here. They were charged with insurance fraud and conspiracy after insurance companies were defrauded more than $140,000.
Well, people will go to any lengths to make money, you know?
Now, something that wildlife expert also added is that if you look closely, there's a lot of slack in that costume, and it's not because the bear is a skinny bear. Now, in the meantime, the San Bernardino County District Attorney says they are reviewing this case to determine if they will file charges. Reporting live from Lake Arrowhead, I'm Shelby Nelson, KTLA 5 News.
Shelby.
How do you not know how many toes the bear has? Do you not do any research? Did they not even think about that? It sounded like to me they got caught because of toes. It looked pretty real to me. Not really. I can't argue that.
It's barely believable. I love how she plugged that in there. That was pretty funny. Great job, whoever you were and are. But there's a precedent, right? Like with any fraud type situation, there's
always little things.
Bears are breaking into not breaking into cars, but like how did the bear get in the car? Like the door was
not
open?
opening the door. Yeah. To make that realistic, they should have busted the glass out somehow. I mean, they didn't go all in.
Mm-hmm.
It's half.
Not that bears can't open things; they can, but depending on how most door handles are, probability goes down. But they lost him, in my opinion, when he went from the front seat to the back seat.
Oh yeah.
When the bear impersonator, it's called what it is, went from the front to the back. You saw that he clearly didn't have the mid section, the booty.
I mean, they're innocent until proven guilty.
Go back to the booty.
Maybe. That'd have been you, dude.
Yeah. Well, that'd have been you had you put on a costume like you went full Santa last week.
I would have went full bear, dude.
Yeah, he went full bear.
I swear to God,
he would have done the research on how many toes and
I'd have bit
claws
the tire.
and all that.
I'd have bit the tire. It would have been snag. You see this?
That snaggletooth?
Dude, I'd bit that tire. They would have been like, yeah, this is a real bear attack.
Hey, man, you have a beautiful, beautiful smile. I don't want you to build any more of a complex. Oh, don't smile.
My brother tore that down, and my cousin Lumbo. They tore that down a long time ago. They just call me Snaggletooth.
You hearing that?
Round and Brown. Yeah. Yeah, JR.
Yeah.
Lumbo. Y'all need to pay for my therapy. Yeah. My mom's like, oh, you still
that was a pleasant treat. Thank you for playing that video.
That's why we have a great commander.
More sense. I still think it would have not been that funny, but here we are.
Well, I mean, 97 other people thought it was.
But now everyone's got
context,
context, right? Now we have context. Yeah, because you got a bunch of people that want to kill bears.
Such a great topic. We're talking about it 2 episodes later.
You violate my freedoms, I'm killing you, bear. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if the drones would have been around,
let that thing get close.
They would have got better footage of it.
Yeah, that's true.
They would have figured it out right away. But
maybe if you don't park your car in a place that you're going to break into it, where there's a Ring video.
We could have planned that out so much better.
But that's not the path we're on, homie.
I still want to dress up as a bear.
Now,
though.
this is a wonderful point for where do we go from there? From here.
Oh, that was a dad joke.
Yeah,
sorry about that, guys.
You got to take some swings, man.
Yeah.
You got to take some.
Right. 3.
Yep. Man, I have so many things to discuss.
You're right here.
But I feel like he just threw you a bone there. So what you got?
Threw me a bone?
Yeah. Yep. He played the video after I was talking.
I've had like 5 topics.
Have you?
Yeah. Dude. Sorry. My back's just hurting.
So since we're talking about that, this is
my back. All right. I'm good.
I have a serious thing I'm going to talk about.
Okay. All right.
You're making fun of back pain when...
No, I was saying.
I want to tell you how serious... The struggle is real.
No, I'm not saying. I wasn't making fun of your back pain.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're turning it around.
Well, no, you're carrying the weight and all that.
No, I wasn't. My back was hurting.
You're carrying me.
The gap in
the people have been waiting for that. So we're just giving the people what they want. But the struggle is real. So Eric and I went on like a little impromptu... I call anything that we go and do a date, just because that's how they add up. Like, we went on all these dates. What are you talking about?
Oh, you
I do owe her a date, but
you got to keep track of that.
Oop, I think I answered my last comment that I have by saying that. But we went to go do something. I forget what it was exactly. It's irrelevant to the fact that we were like, oh, let's go grab some chairs. Oh, we were buying some Christmas gifts. And then we're like, let's get some office chairs for us, like that we, we're gonna splurge a little bit.
Oh, for
Blue Bearing, yeah, for in there and anywhere we got to sit for any longer periods of time. We have some mediocre ones, but bottom line is that so we were like, let's go Office Max, Staples, Office Depot, hit them all because they have them already pre-built. You can give them a test run. Because how are you going to buy a chair online? I'm not.
Oh, you can't.
Without having sat in it. Like, I have to sit in it before I'm going to buy one. Not that they're that expensive, but it's like, that's just another chair if you don't give it a run. So I'm running around all excited, dude, just sitting in chairs and messing with all the adjustments, being like, oh, yeah, no, this sucks. No, this one's okay. And about halfway through, I think we got to our second location. Maybe it was Staples. At that point, I realized I hurt my back sitting in office chairs. I tweaked my back getting in and out of office chairs rapidly. Like I was testing them all out.
Oh,
it was probably like 50 chairs, and I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. And I tweaked my back. I look at Eric, and I'm like, I quit. I just hurt my back sitting in office chairs. So...
Did you find one?
The struggle is real. Nope. Wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, because y'all sit in chairs a lot. You definitely need a good, especially you.
Yeah. Well, that's where, like this is another thing. At the Blue House, I have a stand-up sit-down so I can actually raise it up and lower it. I don't have that here, though. And since our beautiful child, Tanner, finished his internship,
Sweet Tanner,
I have not been spending much time at the Blue House. Because every day I would go there, pretty much every day I'd go there and work for at least half a day. So I would do a lot of my like admin stuff there, like that I do on the computer, while he's running around doing Tanner things. And so those aren't happening. So what I've noticed is that I'm building up a little bit of like, because I can't work from home. I can for a few hours, and I like the ability to do it, but I can't just work from home, which Erica is vastly different than me. Like she literally can get up, go into that office, and then do her thing throughout the day, everywhere. But then she's back in there until about 7 or 8.
Oh, I gotta get out of the house.
Yeah, I have to. And I like to go to a place to work. That's just I don't know. It's just vastly different. But
well, you did that for 20 years. Jesus.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the stuff I did was like it was stand-up desk only. And only one of us had it. The TL did. Banging whatever out you need to, like earlier than everybody. Once everyone's there, it's like, all right, you guys got your stuff, let's go. And then it's transient. You're just passing through to grab whatever else you need, and then you go down and you're training, and then you run. You're on the go the whole time. But anyways, so be careful and make sure you limber up if you're 40 plus and you deal with a broken back. I just set it up. Anyways, I had two fractures in my vertebrae.
Embarrass you. You have an injury.
I thought you were gonna. Okay.
No. There's no way I'm gonna publicly humiliate you.
Broke back. The the Jake Gyllenhaal thing.
Yeah,
it would have been funny had you
but
turned it back around on me. I
but
set
you
it
have
up.
an injury. I feel bad for you.
No, you just missed it.
I didn't miss it. I got it. I was like Brokeback Mountain. Oh, 40, I'm old. I got it, but I wasn't just
So
gonna.
you're just gonna do it now then?
No.
Oh.
It's not me. Look, forget they're there. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget they're there. I was just trying to be nice. I feel bad for you. You literally got hurt sitting in a chair and getting back up.
All right, moving on. What you got? You missed your opportunity. Key his frame blacked out.
This is me blacking out. Put me on the spot. Blacked out.
You don't have anything else, real? Oh, Bonnie girl.
No, I'm getting my phone out, though.
Yeah.
They want to be on my phone, but I also can't remember things.
Well, I gave you. You got a little clipboard.
Oh, dude, no, my other stuff is for Patreon only. So if you guys aren't on Patreon, sign up. That's where all the good goods at.
Oh, I can't wait.
Just saying, it's all the good goods.
I can't wait, dude. All right, so I got another thing. Let me check this off my little list here. My homework. Starship Commander runs a tight ship. Make sure we have our homework.
Starship Commander does run a tight ship.
He didn't write A+, but I'll put that on there. A+. I graded it myself.
I don't think you can do that.
So one of the other things that we haven't been able to really dive into that I want to right now because we got the time is, and here's my bullet point: the Morgans apply for a cat.
Oh, dude.
We've been like everywhere.
Dude, yes, I'm so glad you brought this
but
up.
let's set the scene. So,
dude,
here we are. We're just flew in, right, to Chicago to do the speaking thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we're having dinner with the crew there that invited us up there. I2A, thank you, gentlemen. That was a fantastic event. And Blake, I think it was at this dinner. Blake got a phone call. Maybe it wasn't at this dinner. Was it?
No, it was the following day. It was while I was sitting at the booth.
That's right. So it's in that time frame. But Blake gets a call, and I'm like this. As soon as he gets the call, I'm like, no, I didn't do that right away. I was like, listening. Like, what's he talking about? Okay, must be something serious. Because it went like...
It was a very serious conversation. You would have thought they applied to adopt a child. And the lady calls and she's like, is this Mr. Samuel Cook? And I was like, this is him. She was like, oh, I'm just wanting to ask you a few simple questions about the Morgan family. They wanted to adopt a kitty cat. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, this is a prank phone call. Like, they're adopting a cat. Why is this lady calling me? I'm like, okay. I'm like, what you got? She goes, well, I have a list of questions. Do you have time? And I'm like, yes, I do. They're like, well, what type of parents do you think? Let me get my cat. Lay down. Please. What type of parents do you think the Morgan families would be? My cat's not listening. Thank you, kitty cat. She's like, what type of parents do you think that they would be to a cat? I'm like, I think they'll be great parents. They've raised 4 children. I think they can handle a cat. Well, do they have dogs? I'm like, they do have dogs. They have Lonnie and Gigi. And well, how do you think that the cat would interact with the dogs? I'm like, well, the cat is going to be bigger than the dogs. So I think the cat's going to be okay. Well, do you think they'll feed it properly? Do you think they'll take care of it? Do you think they'll take it out to use the restroom? Do you think they'll protect this cat? And I'm like, lady, they've raised 4 children. They're going to protect the cat. And she kept going on and on, asking me about my background. And then I was like, okay. And so she hung up. And then I guess you guys.
Yeah. So mind you, I'm listening to this and I'm only hearing one side of it. And I hear him. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, and then I eventually realized he's talking about us, our family. And I'm like, okay, now I'm really curious what that was. Because I had no idea what was going on. So that's how Kyle found out that we applied for a cat.
Oh, yeah. You didn't
I
have
had no
idea.
I had no idea. I mean, I can't say no idea because I was just dealing with some of the video calls, like FaceTime, where they stopped by and saw a puppy that was at a little thing, and
where was that?
My older daughter.
That was when we were
like, it was just like bleeding hearts. Like, Kennedy's got to have it, and I was like, well, no, like, let's make a family decision on this.
That was
like,
in Palm Bay.
I want to meet. So it was like a buildup that led to this. But like in good fashion, the application got put in. I had no idea. So
he said, "What was that?" I said,
"Yeah,
that was a cat lady. Did you guys start adopting a cat?"
I'm like, "Oh, Erica, we're getting a cat? Like, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, I just submitted an application. You know, I think a cat could be a good alternative than getting another dog that we ultimately have to take care of, Eric and I, for Kennedy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I can get on board with that." Little backstory: we did have a cat in the past, and this is the nail in the coffin for the Morgan family applying for a cat, and I'll get to that. The lady goes through, I don't know who else she reaches out to or whatever in our references. We had very, very high praised references, so thank you for that. You're not the reason we didn't get it.
I felt bad.
The reason we didn't get the cat was because we lied on the application. So I think, and Erica was like, "Oh, don't talk about that." I'm like, "Nope, it's funny. I'm gonna talk about it," because we had a cat before, and Erica wrote on the application just to keep it, instead of going down a whole rabbit hole with this. We rehomed the cat that we used to have. We had her for several years. Selena, she's thriving and she's doing well, and she's in a better home than what we had, because she was great until she wasn't. She started clawing everything up, and then a lot of behavioral issues. She was peeing. The cat we had was peeing all over that. We don't even have it anymore. A Restoration Hardware couch, which is expensive, and ruined it. Like, to the point where we tried to get the cushions whatever. It got into the base of the couch, and you can never get that smell out. So we can never get that under control.
The leather couch too, right?
Yeah, it's a really nice leather couch. It's one of those that you sit on, and you're like, "Oh God, my feet don't even touch the ground." Like, yeah, it's like you're like a little kid on it. But so we rehomed her, and to a family that we know well, and I didn't get why we didn't just say that in the application, but she was like, "Well, we're not gonna move forward with this application because you guys lied on the application about having a cat, and we feel like that you guys are not the right family for one of our rescue cats." And I was like, "Whoa, okay, you got us." But Erica didn't say that we had a cat before, just to keep it. So it's like she thought it was going to be an easier way to get to the answers. We want a cat, and we're a good home for one. However, it just highlights, like, don't lie on an application about something.
You got to tell them how they got that information.
So she looked up vet records of I don't even think maybe she found the vet records, or maybe it was on the application of the dogs we have. Hey, whatever animals that you have, what's the vet you use? Yeah. They looked it up, and just by chance, because we've changed vets a few times over the years, the one that she found, or maybe she did her own research and found and searched all the vets in all of Fayetteville area. And she's like, "Well, it says here," because she asked Erica, she's like, "So who's this cat that I see there that you guys had was registered to your address under your name, actually, Erica Morgan, named Selena?" Well, Erica's on the phone with her, so
she blacked out.
I can imagine Erica's just like, and she was funny the way she told me the story. She's like, "Yeah, you got me. We had a cat. We just didn't want to tell you." But she's doing well, and we'll post photos of how she's doing now and everything. Like,
just so you guys know.
So that's our crazy cat story.
Pet records are not protected under HIPAA. It's a lesson learned here. Or are they?
I think we could probably look up what HIPAA stands for. Can we do that real quick? What is HIPAA? What is the definition of HIPAA?
I think you already know.
Okay.
So what if you have pet insurance? Is that the same as health insurance? Still not protected. But cats. Let's get back to cats real quick. Cats are freeloaders.
It talks about like federal law that sets national standard to protect medical records and other personal health information. Protect health. Yep.
I'm actually. Can you type that in? Are vet records protected under HIPAA? I'm just curious.
Here we go. Rabbit hole.
I'm going down a rabbit hole.
There's your answer.
Pets are not protected. Sorry, Bond. Gosh.
Anyways, so
I was really kind of hoping they were.
So we lied on our the Morgan cat application.
You don't want a cat, dude. You don't want
I
a
don't
cat.
want one.
They're freeloaders. They scratch everything. George just eats. He only wants attention when I'm feeding him. He attacks me at 3 a.m. when I pee. He purposely goes to his litter box and scrapes out dirty litter onto the ground and then piles it up and then pees on that. But I can't let him outside because coyotes will eat him, and I do kind of like King George. You do not want a cat. They are freeloading. He does nothing. He does nothing. He doesn't let us pet him. He's fat. He just sits there with his little fat belly, just drags the ground, and he doesn't do anything besides attack me at 3 a.m.
You think it helps that you call him King George?
Yeah, that's his name, King George.
I think you're a
Georgie boy, King
what's
George.
The word?
George.
You're a not a facilitator. Enabler. Dang it, dude.
No. Lay down.
Show's over. Show's over.
Go home. No. Hey, come here. Not you. You stay here.
So I do think that's a good spot to don't do it again.
Nope.
I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. I will say though that it's been a fantastic year, man. Like in my own life, personal life, professional life, but 2024 has been like such a great year. Just for the growth in me personally, the growth in this company, in my friendship with you, my relationships with all of my loved ones. Just very blessed for that. And
dude, I forgot it's gonna be 2025.
Yeah, so
when this comes out.
Yeah, happy New Year's belated when this comes out. But man, let's just see 2025, man. And I do want to dive into some of the hardships through 2024 and some of the funnier moments in the Patreon exclusive episode of this. I think it'd be a great way to do that. But if you guys are just watching us for the first time, click that like button and subscribe, please. There's a ton of you that are watching, so thank you for that. But please just click that subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. Join us on Patreon, Blue Bearing's Patreon. There's one tier that unlocks everything from remote training stuff that we do, CQB home defense, kit and gear breakdowns. We just shot a 4-hour pistol belt breakdown. That's probably going to be more like a 45-minute video, but it's going to be really good. That you can only see.
Took me 3 hours to put those pouches on
our Patreon exclusive tier.
Thank you for
believing. But thank you for supporting the show, and hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. Please leave us some comments. Really enjoy reading some of these comments, man. And but until the next time,
see you next year. Well, this year. It's actually this.
We'll see you until the next one.
See you guys.
We'll see you on the next one. Key outro music. And just because we don't have the license for anything else, we're just going to play this gnarly butt rock.
When you are
How do you do
with
that?
me, I don't know, dude. I'm free. I'm careless. I believe.
Yep.
Did I break this?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, this is coming out of my paycheck.
I noticed some podcasters put a little sticker right here. Subtle Subtle like plug.
That was a fun one.
Sponsors. That could be your real estate. Boom.
That was fun. What are we doing? Are we still
Field
recording?
goal.
Shelves.
Sponsors. Real
Yeah.
estate. Oh, yeah. Starship Commander. So look at all this beautiful real estate here. Right now, Bonnie's in, but she is a part of this. But yeah, sponsors.
Man, sure would look good for some Jack Links, maybe a Garmin, something, maybe
Roca.
Roca. Like, I mean, a lot of space. Sorry.
Yep, that's good.
And we're out.